All right, hello and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm so excited to be back here at 8:30 Central Standard Time and just be talking with you guys all about health, fitness, any kind of questions that you have or that I've gotten direct message to me or inbox to me, mindset, transformation. If you have any topics that maybe you're struggling with right now, definitely send me them in a message. I would be happy to talk to you guys about that and do a show on that. I'm going through this. Pop your questions in, and when we finish up, I'll go ahead and make sure I get all the questions answered. The coolest thing about going live is that you can interact. So that's what's so awesome about it. It's like having a chat or like if we were all having coffee together. So if you're just jumping on, my name is Lucy Kelly, and I'm filming this down in Austin, Texas in my office / guest bedroom. This is like Lucy circa 2010 decor in here. It's like my girly woman cave, I like to call it. So I do this show every Wednesday, and basically it started because I was getting a ton of inboxes about fitness, working out, nutrition, how to make it all work. How have I been doing this for 10 years and still going at it? All these types of things started coming into my inbox. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get on live and start answering some of these questions. And then people can send me topics that they want me to do a show on. So I made a post actually on Instagram a couple weeks ago. Hi, Brett. Thanks for joining. And I made a post a couple weeks ago about what are the biggest areas of struggle for people when it comes to clean eating, working out, the lifestyle changes that have to take place. And a ton of people said that it was social settings, like going out and how do you stay on track when, maybe your friends aren't eating clean, or how do you continue to eat healthy when you're going to a nice dinner, all these sorts of things, and how do you deal with peer pressure, really. So I just jotted down a few of the things that I do, but before I go into the tangible things that I do in order to stay on track in those moments, I wanted to talk to you first about some things and questions that I ask myself before I'm even put in those situations. So and again, if you're just jumping on, welcome. I'm talking tonight all about how to handle social settings in, when it comes to eating clean, working out, how to make that all work and still go out and have a life. So before I get into those tangible things that I do in those situations, I always ask myself kind of a series of questions. And I want to ask you guys those questions because you're the ones that told me that this was an area of concern for you. So first thing is, one, do you have to go? So is it something that you have to go to? And do you want to go? Because a lot of times we don't really want to go, and we feel guilty if we say no. So are you saying no enough? Are you really prioritizing your goals? And is it something that you even want to go to? Because a lot of the times we just say yes because it sounds fun in the moment, but when we actually slow down and really think about it, we don't really want to go, or we're just saying yes because we have this fear of missing out. And trust me, you never miss out. I used to deal with FOMO a lot in kind of my early 20s. And the nights that I actually chose to stay in, I never really missed out on anything. And it was kind of, I just had to get better at saying no and really prioritizing my goals. So that's the first question I ask myself is, do you have to go? Do you really want to go? And are you saying yes, you're going to go because you're people pleasing and you're just not bold enough to say no? Or do you actually really want to go? So if you really do want to go, the next question to ask is who's going to be there? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are these people that share the same goals as you? Are these people that, have the same interests as you? Sometimes as we grow our friends group, you grow into different interests. You're growing up as a person, you're changing through all different phases of life, and sometimes your interests change, and that's okay. So ask yourself, do these people lead a healthy lifestyle? Is it important to them? It's not that if they don't, that you don't ever hang out with them again. It's just you kind of take note, okay, maybe I need to distance myself for a little bit while I'm doing this challenge, or while I'm trying to get my body fat percentage down, or while I'm committed to, you know, losing X amount of weight. You just have to take note of who you're surrounding yourself with when you're going for these big goals. And the other thing on that is, are these people going to support you, or are they going to be people that are going to make you feel guilty for not drinking? Because we've all surrounded ourselves with people that try and get you to drink, even if you said you're not drinking. And you just have to kind of think, like, are they going to understand and support your goal or not? Because if they're not, then why are you really going? Because they're not probably your real friends then anyways. So, and then the other question I want to ask you guys is, why is it difficult? Why is it difficult to stay on track? And this is a journey. Understand that I've been there, and I've had a lot of times where I felt like guilty or self-sabotaged or fell off the horse because I, you know, was planning to eat clean and I didn't. It's all a part of the process that you have to go to get to that good, healthy, balanced place where you can have nights that you go out and you have fun and you don't have the shame and the guilt and all the things that come with it. So why is it difficult, and how bad do you want it? Because if you want it bad enough, it shouldn't be that difficult. Sometimes we fall into this phase of deception where maybe the initial excitement of eating clean has worn off, or maybe you're doing a 30-day program. There's a lot of 30-day, 21-day, 24-day programs out there. Those first 2 weeks sometimes are easy to get through because you're just so excited about it. But those second 2 weeks, you go through this phase of deception where it's not that exciting anymore and you're kind of over it. But you know you still need to continue on because you set this goal and you know that that's ultimately going to get you to the lifestyle that you want, of being healthy and you know, having this vitality and this energy that you've been craving. So you have to ask yourself why you're doing this. And I say this at almost every Wellness Wednesday, I feel like, because if you're not rooted in why you're doing it, it's really hard in those moments of deception when the excitement wears off. It's very easy to sabotage yourself and forget about your goals. And I want to challenge you to switch your focus on this. So many people look at exercising and eating clean as like not fun. They look at it as a pain. They look at it as a struggle. Like when you think about the words that you associate to that, really think, what are those words? For me, it used to be like holding my breath as long as I can, struggle, missing out, you know, not finding that joy from food. Things like this was what I had related to my relationship with food. But if the second you switch those feelings, and you switch it towards, no, this is what I'm doing to feel good, this actually makes me feel better, I feel happier when I eat this way, I have more energy, I'm not puffy, I have better workouts, I'm healthier, I look younger, and you start thinking about all these things, and this is why you do it, it becomes a lot easier. And not so much cosmetic, like, you know, I'm doing this to fit into my jeans. I'm talking about really digging deep and seeing how you feel when you eat certain foods. You have to get real clear on how certain foods make you feel. And a lot of times people say, like, I feel fine if I eat crappy food. I don't think that that's possible. I think you're ignoring how you feel, and you're not in tune with your body, that you've never really experienced how awesome and great you can actually feel. So really start to pay attention to how foods make you feel. And the second you switch your attitude from, I have to eat this way to fit into my jeans, to I am choosing to eat this way because I know I'm a happier person, I'm nicer to my spouse, I feel better, I look younger, my clothes fit better, I can shop in my closet, and you switch it to all these joyful things, it changes the whole game. You're still going to have, you know, moments where you want to go out and enjoy a new restaurant open and enjoy a meal, and that's great, but it shifts from this like scarcity mentality of I'm never going to get to eat the cheesecake again to, you know what, tonight I'm going to enjoy it. But tomorrow I choose to eat healthy again because I know that's ultimately what makes me feel really good. It shifts everything. The amount of times that you're eating out and choosing the wrong foods, it all changes because you start thinking about your relationship with food and where you're using food. So, and that leads right into my fourth thing was, what is your relationship with food? When do you use food? Do you use food to check out at the end of the day because you're actually not really fulfilled in your job and food is your joy, brings you that 15 minutes of joy after you eat it? Like, these are the questions you have to start asking yourself. There are no quick fixes. There are no quick programs. You have to do the work. You know, it's taken me a long time to get to this place where I feel I have balance in my life, where my husband and I go out to dinner. I'm not beating myself up about the dinner that I had because I have these fitness goals. But that's like a long journey of asking myself these questions. And so just stay consistent, consistently try and commit to being healthier, and you will get through this journey. You really need to ask yourself how certain foods make you feel. For me, that was the game changer when I started to switch and realize all of the things that were affecting how I felt. So if I had gone out before and eaten a really bad meal or maybe gorged on Mexican food or something, it would affect my work day. It would affect my workout. It would affect my attitude, my mindset, how I acted towards my husband, all of that. So that's what I start to think about. I don't have 3 days to like be out of commission when I'm building a business, you know? So I eat foods that are going to fuel my energy, that are going to give me that like zest, that excitement, that, you know, awesome workout feeling. That's what I start thinking about. Yes, we still go out and have fun, but it's not really my focus anymore like it used to be. So I hope that some of you that are going through maybe a phase that I was in even just a couple years ago, that this brings some clarity and maybe a little bit of shift for you as to how to think about food and how food is in your life and what your relationship with is with food. So to the tangible tips, because I could continue talking about relationship with food all day long, but tangible tips, because you will have social settings where you're going to go out. So these are kind of my go-to things. We have times when I am enjoying Prosecco and it's going to be awesome. And then I have times where I have, you know, a month or two where I'm not drinking, whether it's I'm dialing it in or whatever it is. So during those moments, I do mocktails. And I've talked about this before on our show here. It's super easy. You tell the bartender you're not drinking. You make a little cocktail. This is if you're not telling your friends that you're not drinking. So obviously, if you're with your close friends and you tell them your goal and they're there and they're supporting you and you've chosen to put yourself in this situation around these people, that's a different story. But in you know, larger settings where maybe you don't know the people as well and you don't feel like justifying and explaining why you're not drinking, this is what I do. I get a cocktail glass. I tell them I'm not drinking, the bartender, so they know. Fill it with soda water. I put a lime in there. I have a little bit of electrolytes that I'll bring out sometimes to flavor it up. Our amped hydrate drink, I'll do that because it's clean and it looks kind of fruity, almost looks like a mimosa or something. Or I just do plain soda water with a lime. Second thing is I will make sure that I tell the people, if they are my close friends, they know my goals, they support my goals. I'm at the point now where I only surround myself with people that I know are going to support me. And I value my goals now so high that I'm not embarrassed to really talk about them. And I kind of feel like if people aren't going to support me and then they're not meant to be in my life. So you have to get that bold about it too. Don't be embarrassed. I mean, if anything, this is admirable and people will have questions for you. It's a great conversation starter. People will ask you what you're doing. They'll get excited about it. They'll reach out to you. Next thing you know, you're going to have workout buddies. So don't be afraid to talk about it. And then the third thing is I always bring my own dish or we'll host. So like football parties, if we're watching football games or sports games with people, I always will have people over to my place, or if we go to someone else's place, I'll bring a dish. So if people are coming over to my place, I'll do like a clean chili, or I'll do a bunch of apps with veggies so that I know I have options there. And I'll do a clean chili with maybe putting the toppings on the side so people can add their own toppings, but then I have a meal where I know is clean. So those are kind of my tangible tips. And the last thing I want to say about this is if you're in a position where you feel like you need to justify and explain yourself, don't. That person is doing that on purpose, and they don't consciously know it, but that's their personality type, and you don't need to be around people that make you feel like you need to justify and explain yourself, okay? So really think about who you're hanging out with. Align yourself with people who are going to support your goals. And if you're just jumping on, definitely go back to the beginning of this video when I post it, because I talk a lot about questions to ask yourself before you've even been put in that situation. Because a lot of times it can be really easy if you ask yourself these questions before you even go to the event. So, all right. If you guys have any questions, yes, if you follow my mom on Instagram, it's just at Cecily Casey. She actually just did a post on mocktails because she's doing a 30-day, Mom, are you doing a 30-day of not drinking? I think she's doing a self-development course right now with Mel Robbins, and so she wants the clarity at night, so I don't think she's drinking at all for 30 days, maybe more than that, 56 days. I'm not quite sure. She'll comment. Anyways, she just posted over on her Instagram, which is at Cecily Casey. Her name's right here in the comments. She posted 56 days. She posted all of her mocktail recipes. So guys, there's a way to make it fun. Drink it out of a wine glass. You know, this doesn't, remember, when you shift your focus from lack and pain in the butt and struggle to I feel healthy, this is why I'm doing this, because I know that ultimately the next few days after eating healthy, I'll feel better. It's long-term happiness. When you shift that focus, it makes it so much easier. But trust me, it took me so many years to shift that focus. So, all right, guys, just keep at it. If you have any topics you want me to cover, remember nutrition, mindset, transformation process, fitness. I am working on getting some more fitness videos for you guys. Getting better at editing, we'll just say that. So we're going to put out some just kind of fun workouts for you. Any other questions, just inbox me and I will definitely do a show on it. So thank you so much for joining on. If you have any other questions, drop them down in the comments. I will answer them. If you're just jumping on now, I'm going to post this. Definitely go back to the beginning because I cover a lot of good content on how to stick to your goals in these social settings that we all know can be so tricky. So, all right, guys, have a great night, and I'll be back here next week. Talk to you later. Bye.